Okay, last question for today is, have you ever envisioned yourself making a career as an Odissi dancer and a celebrated one at that? Umesh Shankar.
Hi everyone. Okay, it's an interesting question because this is something Geetha actually has asked me before. I still remember in 128 during one of our class sessions. I think she is like, "Why didn't you do Odyssey or why didn't you become a dancer?" But I don't know. For me, since young, I've always wanted to be a doctor, and I remember telling her straight away, like, unfortunately, no. I'm as much as I love dance and how much I love to just dance every day and do everything with dance. I've always wanted to be a doctor, and I mean that's who I am now. But having said that, I think once a dancer, always a dancer. No matter what you do, no matter what profession you are, there will still be a part of dance in you in your daily life and everything. Same like what Shantaka said and Danyaka said and all, like even how dance helps in medicine itself, doing certain things. Um, like for example, just holding a needle to suture a patient, the forceps that you hold. So you need to hold it with a particular, in a way, it's a mudra in medicine itself. So I think like that dance comes in everything that I do on a daily basis. So whether I wanted to be an actual like dancer profession, no, but I definitely want dance to be in my life all the time.
Thank you. All right, we'll just take a short 2-minute break so y'all can go have a sip of water or stand up or stretch. We will stop the recording here and go drink some water. Okay, so the next person will be Kalpana Akka.
To be honest, I have never thought of becoming a dancer as or celebrated one. But I think dance, when I started or when I got introduced to dance, um, I've always continued dancing within myself, even after I left off physically dancing. So now that I'm doing music and art and all that, when I'm playing, when I'm composing, when I'm doing art, is a lot of dance that has come in. And when I do watch dance, I know I get engrossed in it, pulled in, and I try dancing, but I think I've gotten so comfortable to not dance, as in get into the space of moving myself, because I feel a bit out of place, but I still love dancing. And when I do music, it's very much dancing inside me. So not that I've seen myself as a celebrated one or taking it as a career, but it's definitely something that plays a very important role in my life. If I hadn't learned dance or if I hadn't been dance, I think probably the other artistic side of what I have would not complete. I'm still not complete, but I won't be able to do it as the way I see it in my mind or in my imagination. I think my imagination is more colorful or more varied because of dance. And yeah, with all the Odyssey that I've done with Geetha, the way she used to conduct the classes and the activities and every single memory that I've had while dancing, through the choreography, through the way we dress up, to writing down the notes, drawing those figures in the books, everything plays a role in what I do till now. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Moving on to Vidya Karthi. Hi, Akka.
Hello. So for most of you who probably don't know me because I'm quite new to the whole Odyssey scene, I'm Vidya Karthi and I'm in Adelaide. Like I think I don't know Bindu, Sneha, Sukanya, few of you. So just to introduce myself. Anyway, just to go back to that question as to whether I had ever envisaged my career before what I'm doing now. Now I am actually an Odyssey teacher, but before, if you 10, 11 years ago, I was in Malaysia and I was actually practicing law. So if you had asked me this question at that time, I would have never ever envisaged myself making a career out of this. But I loved Odyssey, and of course, many of you here were my inspiration. Geetha, definitely when I saw her, I just wanted to learn Odyssey from her. But during the course of my life, my career took many different different paths. So at one point of time, 10 years, I just did not dance at all. I had my family, I started, I had my kids and everything. So dance took a backseat. I didn't. And then in Penang, when I was in Penang with my family, Geetha had come with the Anjali crew, with Guru Durga Charan Ranbir and Sumadi, and all of them were also dancing. So at that time in Penang, I suddenly had the urge, I wanted to learn Odyssey again. And I did start a little bit of Odyssey in KL, but then I stopped for 10 years. And then I wanted to learn Odyssey again. So at that time, Geetha, I just went and had a conversation with her and I said, Geetha, would you think of starting classes up in Penang? And then she, to my absolute delight, she said, yes, why not? So that's how our classes actually started in Penang. And then I became very, very involved with Odyssey and I loved it. And then I decided to do my Margam. This was in 2010, my solo. And even then, if you had asked me, would you have ever envisaged making a career out of Odyssey, I would have said, no, no way, I'm so junior, you know. But somehow things just happened. And I remember Kat's words after my solo in Penang. Kat's words was, you know, you have to do a Rageshri's Thai 100 times before you can call yourself a proper teacher. I remember those words. And well, I haven't done it 100 times, but I've tried to practice as much as I can. And it's how Swamiji, I think, gets things working in because right now, this is my career. I am teaching dance. I'm teaching both Bharatanatyam, I'm teaching Odissi. I may not be perfect, but I have a lot of help, a lot of inspirations, and there is always Swamiji. I feel the gentle push in the background, like you can do it, you can do it. I am not a very I wouldn't say I'm a very bold person. I always have doubts about myself, but right now and where I am, I'm happy because I think it's meant to be. I'm meant to be here, I'm meant to teach dance. And yeah, I just feel happy, and I think it's something I never thought about and I never dreamed about, but it is like a dream come true for me. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Vidya.
Sorry, Sangu, I interrupt you. I would like to apologize to Vidya about giving her that very, very harsh condition about having to dance the Rageshri 100 times. I think I was being melodramatic. Since then, I have learned, and especially now, Vidya, that there is no such thing as perfection. It is our intention to do something that is of utmost importance, right? I believe I would have said that to you, perhaps, and I do apologize now, doubting your true intention of being a dancer. Okay, that is my shortfall. That is my my silliness, my prejudice, and I do apologize.
No, but I thank you, Kat. I thank you for that because it made an impression in my mind, and I strive for that. So I actually thank you for that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for being kind to me now. because I have I've always somehow even in the way I teach drama, I always tell myself I must believe in the students standing in front of me. You know, that if given the right encouragement, they can act upon their intention and achieve the things they want to achieve. And me as a teacher, I may look out for a certain level And yet I also have to keep that a secret depending on the student that I work with. You know, I keep on reminding myself that. And when I put myself in that position, I begin to learn more from the student than the other way around. But of course, this is drama and it's not dance. Dance is classical form. There's a form to follow. And drama and theater is more organic. It's more personal, individualistic, and emotional. So that's what it is. Thank you very much, Vidya. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay, thank you. Bhumaka.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Bhumaga.
Hi everyone. I can't honestly say that I wanted to be a lifelong Odyssey dancer, but I have to say that whenever I danced Odyssey and those few times that I did perform it, it made me feel so glamorous. You know, I remember the few times that we, I think Shanta, myself, Manju, we went to for
Hello, Bhumaka. Can you still hear us?
I think her network is slightly slow.
card freeze.
Hello. Okay, are you still with us?
Okay,
Okay,
she's frozen.
okay, tell you what, here's what we'll do. We'll move on to the next person.
Yeah.
And then when Bhumaka is back, we'll get her to answer the question again.
Okay, we move on to Sukanyaka.
Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see our Chennai gang and Coimbatore gang. And hello, Suki Akka, Sumati Akka, Gauri Akka, Shashi Anna, KL gang, Perth gang. Oh my goodness, it takes me back. And, you know, like, it's really nice to see everybody. My days with TFA was very short, probably a span of 3 or no, maybe 4, 5 years. And I moved to US in 2001. And whenever I was in Chennai, I would, you know, like try to meet Surya Klaka and visit Coimbatore. And that brings me a lot of memories. But at one point when Geetha Uncle Ket, Hari were living in Chennai, there was this one point where we all would discuss Deepa, Bindu, Vijay Shri, you know, like rest of the gang, we would just sit there and discuss like, what is life going to be for us after marriage? So that was our biggest thing. And we would never know, you know, like how our dance journey is going to take us forward in the future. Like, you know, like what kind of family are we going to go into, and are they going to, you know, let us dance and continue our, you know, dancing desire. And that's when, you know, like I remember Geetha and Uncle Ket saying like, you know, like, don't worry about things, you know, like things will fall into place. And, you know, like if you really wanted something, you don't have to chase after it, it will come to you. So that kind of, you know, resonated with me. And I just, you know, like took it easy. And I'm still able to dance today. And the best way for me to, you know, to continue my passion was to somehow indirectly involve my husband and the family. Like, hey, you know, like, look at this dance, you know, like slowly introduce, like how, you know, for the little kids, you trick them by, you know, like giving food, distracting them. So, you know, slowly introduced art to my husband, and he was so fascinated with the first show he ever saw was in 2000 when our Chennai gang danced in I think ECR in one of the performance. He saw Artist Dream. He was like floored, And he was like, oh, like I never saw this such amazing dance before, and I know what dance is now. So that kind of, like set the bar for him, and, like, and he has been supporting me, and, like had this wonderful opportunity to just continue. Well, coming back to this question of, like, do I see myself as Odissi dancer? Yes, of course, like I am a dancer. So whether it's Bharatanatyam, Odissi, or any form of dance, I love to dance. But I don't know if I can see as a career for myself, because like I'm still in the process of learning. I love to perform, but if I get celebrated through my performance, I'm happy. I love to celebrate the small moments. I think everybody should enjoy their small moments. So that's how, like you get to transcend and, like look forward to, like many more. Well, like if you give me more time, I will blabber more. So, I give it back to Sangametra. So thank you, Geetha, Uncle Ket, and, and all my friends who have helped me in this journey. And I always cherish and adore our moments together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next is Purnimaka. Hi, Purnimaka.
Hello, hi to one and all present here. How are you all? I know we all are in difficult times, especially in India. We are having a very tough time. And this is the moment for the week, I would say, because India is seeing a lot of tough times, So first of all, thank you so much for this platform, because this is something that I would say I was looking for. There was not a single opportunity for this in the past few years for us to meet like this in one platform. Yes, we celebrated Swamiji's birthday and Aradhanas through online, but this is something very special. So I've never seen myself as a celebrated dancer, but dance has been part of my life. It's been part of me and for many of us here. So that's been the way it has taught us to lead our life in many ways, right? So we've learned how to do many things through this art form, and Swamiji has been a guide. So for me, when I started learning Odyssey, it was not a different language at all. It was part of the vocabulary. So I have never seen Odyssey as a different art form right from my childhood. So I have not differentiated Bharatanatyam, Odissi, or Kathak as different art forms, but it comes under a huge umbrella. As I would also put it as, it's a huge healing process for me. Because dance itself is one universal language which can, make you happy, and you can use it as your best friend in your life. So for me, during my hard times in the past, when I lost my mother, or I think I came into Shivanjali, or I got introduced to Shivanjali when I was having a tough time in my childhood. So dance has always been my best pal from my childhood. So I can never see it as a different part of me. So I am not able to connect to the fact saying that would I celebrate or would I look at it as a different career, because it's part of me. It's like me breathing in and breathing out. So, and now I'm using dance as a tool to, heal many patients like who deal with depression, anxiety, and stress. So that's how I use dance. So like Swamiji said, art just for the love of it. And we learned art just for the love of it, and not thinking as a career when we learned it, right? So I'm still looking at it like that, and I would want to share and spread it to other people to heal themselves. So I look at it, art or dance, as a huge part of my life. Thank you, Uncle Ket, and thank you, Geetha Ka. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and it's lovely to see you all here. Love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Purnima Akka. Okay, we will go back to Bhuma Akka to continue what she was saying.
Geetha Ka, I believe Aarti and me are the only ones who zoned out and zoned in during this call. So it was very much like what we used to do in your dance class. Yeah. Well, like I think I don't know what y'all did not hear.
As long as nobody pulls the curtain down and comes back up in a chowka.
The back scene, like Kalpana.
Yeah. Well, Kalpana can do an imitation now if you want.
Hey, that's
no, I was going to say I never really thought of myself as being a celebrity dancer, although to me it did have its glamorous moments. Especially at the opening of every time we were on stage, when the music started to play, and then the lights come on, and then we're in our pose, like in Sty, becoming from a statue to a dancer and all that sort of thing. But it's funny because now I identify myself as more of a musician, perhaps, and I was having a chat with a good friend the other day, and I said, I don't think most people in TFA know that I ever danced. And she was like, whoever that may be has got to be blind, because one look at you will tells me that you're a dancer. In the manner you speak, in the manner you teach, in the manner you sing. She sings as well. She's one of the other music teachers. And she was like, it's so obvious that you're a dancer before you even open your mouth to sing or pick up your veena to play the instrument. So, yeah, I think whether or not I'm a celebrity dancer, I celebrate the dance in me.
Wow, thank you. Few more people, and then we can slowly bring this session to a conclusion. So next will be Vijay Shri Akka.
Hari Om everyone.
Hari Om Akka.
ரொம்ப ஹாப்பியா இருக்கும் உங்களை எல்லாரையும் பார்க்கறது. என்னோட டான்ஸ் ஜர்னி ஸ்டார்ட் இன் 1992. In 1996 I'll finish my Bharatanatyam Arangetam. After that, so many changes. Swamiji சொன்னாரு Odissi கத்துக்கணும். So Geetha அக்கா உங்க டீச்சர் அப்படின்னு எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஹாப்பி. என்னக்கா இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி கிடைச்சிருக்கு, அதுவும் ஒரு பியூட்டிஃபுல் ஆர்ட் ஃபார்ம். ஸோ அது கிடைச்சிருக்கு, அது நாங்க கத்துக்கிட்டோம். நிறைய ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸும் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். எப்பவுமே செலிபிரிட்டி ஆகிறதுக்கோ இல்லை ஏதோ அப்படின்னு கிடையாது. இந்த 3 questions பேஸ் பண்ணும்போது எல்லாமே எல்லாருக்குமே நடந்ததுதான். ஸ்டார்டிங் டான்ஸ் எப்படி வேணும், அது ஒரு ஹியூமன் பீயிங் எப்படி எல்லாம் சேஞ்ச் பண்ணும், அது ரியல் லைஃப் ஒரு டே டு லைஃப்ல வந்து எப்படி எல்லாம் யூஸ் ஆகும், அது சமைக்கும் போதும் சரி, தூங்கும் போதும் சரி, குழந்தைங்க தாளாட்டும் போதும் சரி, அதே மாதிரி ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் வச்சுட்டு அவங்களுக்கு டீச் பண்ணும்போது ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா அந்த டான்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம கத்துக்கினது வந்து திருப்பி அதை யூஸ் பண்ற விதம் வந்து யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கு. எப்படின்னாக்கா நல்ல டீச்சர்ஸ் கூட கத்துக்கினது, நல்ல டீச்சர்ஸ் வேற. ஏன்னா முதல்ல டான்ஸ் கத்துக்கும்போது பரதநாட்டியம் அது டோட்டலா டிஃப்ரெண்டா இருந்தது. ஆஃப்டர் எப்ப கீதா அக்கா என்டர் ஆயிருக்காங்களோ, அங்கிள் கேட் ஆல்சோ, அப்பதான் நிறைய சேஞ்சஸ். நல்லா எக்ஸசைஸ் எப்படி பண்ணணும், என்னென்ன பண்ணணும், ஒரு ரொம்ப நேரம் எக்ஸசைஸ் பண்ணும்போது அந்த பாடி ஃபிட்னஸ் வந்து எங்களுக்கு கிடைச்சிருது. அதே மாதிரி எக்ஸ்பிரஷன்ஸ் எப்படி பண்ணணும், ஒரு ஃபீலிங்ஸ், டிராமானா எப்படி இருக்கணும், இதெல்லாம் அங்கிள் கேட் வந்து அப்போ எங்களுக்கு டீச் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாரு. ஸோ என்னோட லைஃப்ல இது வந்து பொறுத்த இருக்கு, இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கு. அது இப்போ இன்னும் கண்டினியூ பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கு. ஆனா என்னன்னாக்கா ஒரு ஃபியூ இயர்ஸ் வந்து நான் ஒடிசி பண்ணல. இப்போ ஒரு ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி கிடைச்சதுனாக்கா கண்டிப்பா நான் ப்ரூவ் பண்ணிப்பேன். எப்பவுமே எங்களோட குரு Odissi Guru Geetha Akka. Thank you.
Thank you, Akka. Thank you. Next will be Priya Akka. Priya Krishnan.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Priyanka.
Hi. I guess for me, Yes, I really wanted to. I think at some point when after all I was introduced to Odyssey, it was an amazing experience, and I think that was all I thought about for a good, I think, like 5 years or so. And then of course life interferes, and children come along, and work comes along, and studies come along, and all of that. But yeah, I definitely think that I did have a chat with my dearest husband at one point and said, this is what I want to do. And he was gently encouraging, in the sense that he was like, oh sure, if you want to, I'll support you, but don't you think you want to just do something else, because you might get bored later. And then medicine happened, and then that was the end of that. So 10 years later, I look back and I think, wow, it was a real big decision that I made like that, and changed a lot of things, and it was meant to be. But it would have been wonderful to devote my life to something like that, but I feel like I managed to bring it in other ways, I think, nowadays. So that's it.
Thank you. Okay, next is Kavyata and Sharatana.
Sorry, Sanguk, I interfere again. Priya, I remember when you first came to TFA KL, and when you landed, I saw you, and you started to learn Odyssey, and I remember saying something like this to Geetha. I said, my God, this Priya girl is so beautiful. She looked wonderful as an Odyssey dancer, and I could see in your eyes at that time that you deeply wanted to experience that. I remember those moments very, very well.
I think I was a bit obsessed. Yeah. And I used to bug Manju and Dina, who was here at the time. I'm like, teach me more, teach me more, teach me more, teach me more, like that. So.
There you go. Okay. To Sharat then now.
Hi, everyone. Well, I think the question, the third question, doesn't really apply to me. I think everyone should be celebrating that I'm not dancing, rather than me dancing. But to be honest, what I took out of, or what, if you all can imagine, I did dance Odissi from 94 till about 97, 98. What I got out of Odyssey was that I could actually, it was an art form that I was given an opportunity to work hard at it. I didn't have any talent, but I could, Geetha allowed me to persevere. And that perseverance was what allowed me to be on stage. This is something which I never had before. In fact, I was actually told, or my parents are told, that I shouldn't dance, I shouldn't do Odyssey. My parents asked me, what do you want to do? I said, never mind, let's see how it goes. And I anyway went ahead, suffering in yoga class, and then continuing with Odyssey, because I was a junior dancer as well. So I was trying to, find my place. But then I'm not good at Bharatanatyam. Now I'm learning this new art form. I'm not good at that as well. But at the same time, by working hard, or by persevering in class, that allowed me to be on stage. So for me in my daily life, in my work, in my previous role, I had 426 staff under me. And it's not about, you can be a talented doctor, you can be intelligent, but what's important is having the heart, having the dedication, willing to learn. All those things are important, because that is what actually brings you closer to your goal, or brings you closer to your vision. Having that, I'd rather have honestly 10 mediocre doctors under me, rather than have 10 intelligent doctors but going on different because you're unable to control them because you can't harness that energy towards your goal. You know, so that for me, that is very important. That's something I took out of Odyssey, rather than any other art form. Of course, that years now on hindsight, I should have, what do you call it? You asked me if there was a conflict. The conflict should have been that I did carried on in percussion rather than in Odyssey at that point. I should have concentrated more in percussion that time. But because everybody wanted to be on stage, so that, you know, and all your friends are on stage, so you want to be with your friends on stage as well. But in hindsight, now that you've grown up, you've and you realize that actually you're better at something else. You know, that should have been my focus. You know? You want to say anything? Okay, that's it for us.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to Urmila Akka.
What happened to Kavi? Kavi, you're already on that screen. Come on, share.
Hi, Geetha. We are still at the last question, right? No, whether or not I saw myself as a professional dancer, I think for a short while when we were really young and we still believed in dreams, maybe that short point of time, you know, we really thought we could be professional dancers and be really, really good at it and be superstars. And then I think that's the sad part about growing up. And then you grow up and then you realize, well, maybe not so, or, you know, you start going different paths. But yes, there was a time when I thought it may have happened, but it didn't. But I am so thankful for the opportunity because until I started Odyssey, I think I always thought I was never good enough. And I think you saw small things in me and that brought out the confidence in me. And for that, I'm always grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavyaka. Okay, to Urmila Akka.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see everyone after so long.
Hi, Urmila.
Hi, Giri. I don't think I've ever seen myself as a wanting to be a professional dancer or a celebrated one at that. But I think I don't know actually what to say. But I think there was one part of me I think that I really enjoyed was doing drama and acting and doing Shakuntala with Uncle Cat. That was an eye-opening experience and I just loved that. And I thought maybe I could be an actress. I could be like someone doing drama full-time, but never thought of dancing as not a full-time thing. But yeah, now obviously I don't dance anymore, but I just dance through my cakes. And that's pretty much what I do now. That's it.
Thank you, Urmila Akka. And we have Sneha Akka next.
Hariom, everyone. So nice to see all of you. Like so many memories are coming back. Actually, I started my dance classes taking seriously, and then started paying some attention and going to class properly only when I was in my 10th grade, 11th grade. That's when I accidentally landed in Surya Kalaka's class. Because there was one dancer less for Ramayana show, and I kind of fitted the group. And then Suraklaka one day called me and said, you start learning Odyssey also. There is a teacher coming from KL. I said, okay, because you cannot obviously say no to Suraklaka, right? I had to go back and find out what is Odyssey. That's a different thing. But I was already mesmerized or I should say hypnotized by all the grandness TFA brings in every show. And then there is a terminology actually. I think even now it's there in India. Every time when you say yourself a dancer, the first question they ask is, are you a professional dancer? And that time I didn't know what is the meaning for that. And then when I saw all the dancers from TFA, like from everywhere, KL, Chennai, Coimbatore, Perth, Singapore, everyone, I thought, okay, these are professional dancers. This is how I also want to be. This was my idea about becoming a dancer. But then later I realized like what professional dancing is, and there are different ways of becoming a professional dancer. That's a different story. The valuable lessons I learned from TFA, from Sureklaka's class, from Geetha's class, it helped me in defining my career. In fact, I landed my first job. The interview was really funny. The person sitting in front of me who was interviewing me asked me all my experience in my dance school, in my shows. I was like, I thought I flunked the interview already. Just to time pass, he's asking all these questions. He asked me how I prepare for a show, what all we do, how we manage the time and all that. So I just spoke about just my experience. I just like blurted out a lot of information about TFA. It was like marketing TFA to the person. But I did get the job, and I was surprised, but I did get the job, and that was my first job in 2001. And later I realized apparently the person who interviewed me is the CEO of the company, and he's also art appreciating person. He conducts regularly in Chennai, and now currently he's settled in California. He conducts festivals. His name is VV Sundaram. He conducts dance festivals, music festivals. So TFA really helped me get my first job. So it helped me define my career. And after a brief break, because of my work life, I couldn't continue my dancing. Then in 2006, when I moved to Singapore, I started my Odyssey training under Deepaka. Again, every class and then every shows, even DT, everything like, it was amazing. Again, I say I was still hypnotized by the quality that every dancer in TFA brings out. So I should say each one of you are already professional dancers, like, whatever it means. You're all superstars in your own way. So I think all of you, we all have taken dancing also as a career. However, whether it gives whatever benefits, monetary or not, but we are all like professional dancers. So that's my take. And a celebrated one, like, yeah, obviously I got my first job because of dance. So that's the thing. And now, like after my second child from 2014, I'm continuing my dance journey by learning Bharatanatyam, which is a dance style coined by Dr. Padma Subramaniam. In that, every class or every performance, I still follow every lesson taught by all my teachers from TFA, Sureklaka, Geetha, and Deepaka. Still try to continue like whatever lessons I've learned there. Hopefully, I'm doing some justice still, and I'm very thankful for that. Definitely, that's it.
Thank you, Snehaka.
Thank you.
Okay, and I think everyone has more or less given their responses. Before we conclude this session, would anyone want to share any last thoughts?
Yeah, I think, can I say something?
Yes, I would like Sashi to finish this part before we conclude. Yes, Sashi, go ahead.
Yeah, it's funny because I when Geetha told me to send some photos, pictures, and so on, I didn't really have any Odyssey pictures, photos and so on. Everything is in TFA Singapore. And then today I was thinking, I told Suguna, Suguna also been part of this dance journey all the time, I told Suguna that I want to send a picture to Geetha. And actually, she took out a sari, all the jewelries which I've been hiding for a long time. I never did Odissi for a long time, or even dance. And she took it out, and then I started preparing myself, and then I was wearing this sari and so on. Immediately, something like I say, wow, like my whole memory went back to all of yours. Suddenly, I saw like each one of you in my mind. I felt so like what happened in between. I like lost certain things, but today I wore that costume, I wore the bells, the jewelries and so on, reminded me of the love I found with all of y'all. I found love in y'all. I found friendship. I found compassion. I found relationship. And I think that has brought me very close to all of you. And I feel so honored to be in that space. And I come from an estate life in Kulai, in Johor Bahru, a very simple life. Now I see myself going back to the simple form of living, simple form of connecting, simple form of expression, not in ambitious or go any kind of thing, but how to be simple, even in movement, even in expression, even in talking as well. Because I think it's so funny that I was from my estate life. I wanted to venture the whole world. I want to see out there what is it all about. And then now I find I'm going back, having experienced all that. I find I'm going back to this very simplest form again. I find there is dance in love. There is connecting with people. There is dance. Compassion. There is dance. Feeling about somebody. There is dance. So I think that is what the zone, for me, the journey is now. And seeing you all, the way you all speak and so on, it's the connection is, I think for me, that is so important. Sometimes I find if I physically cannot dance, but at least if I can connect, I think that is something I want to treasure. Because I remember Swamiji told me some of the last words. He told me in Coimbatore, Sashi, what are we all doing all these activities for? He just said, if you're able to touch one soul, then you've done something. So I suppose that is where what I'm saying about being simple, very simple in every approach.
Sashi, between you and me, when you say to be able to touch one soul, you're talking about a certain power, aren't you? And I am reminded of my relationship with you on stage in Dharma Ashoka. One evening during the performance, you had come in and it was the part where Kalinga and Ashoka would battle hand to hand, and we were in half darkness, okay? And you had come in, apparently you had accidentally knocked yourself before you came in onto the stage, and your helmet was covering half your face.
Yes, right.
And I was waiting for you to come on with my sword. The moment I moved, I swung the sword, it broke. So you had a sword and I didn't have a sword. So I used the strongest, most powerful mudra Indians have ever created, which is a pataka. And you can do everything with it. So Ashoka killed Kalinga Raja with his bare hands, who had a sword in his hand. That was
exactly. Exactly, because I remember when I was fighting with you, and I was thinking, Cat don't have a sword, and I'm carrying it, so how am I going to die? Then when I have to die, I just, Cat, kill me. Then you just, I say, okay, one. and that is powerful. I mean, powerful image we still have. You see, even though it was well choreographed, I think we had fun. Making all the bungles and mistakes and so on, and that is part of the whole thing, Yeah.
So that's power. That's power of connection.
The mudra.
Oh, it was so amazing.
All right. So anyone else wants to add before we close, because we're going to end. This is the finale. One more round. If anybody would like to add to this beautiful finale of our Odyssey. Yes, Giri?
Listening to all of you, share your experiences has given me described memories of your own. I've only heard of so much, especially from Amma and Appa themselves. But little did I know that there was so much more. Of course, I had a feeling that there would definitely be a lot more wonderful experiences among all of you. It's amazing that there isn't just one generation here in this whole video call. There are like different different age groups. It's amazing that Amma, not just being my mother, also a dance teacher, has, I don't know, touched, you could say, I think easily 1,000 people's, more than 1,000 people's lives in some way, over the course of her teaching. Not even
10,000 students possibly, and going in the,
there you have the figures lah. Okay, more than 1,000 lah. Yes, 10,000. Okay, so I'm quite I have a shortfall there lah. Sorry.
must audit the statistics lah.
Yeah, it's touching because I know you guys from the time I was a little kid. Of course, I don't recognize some of you. I suppose this is something I also will cherish as a young student and also as a young teacher, because I can honestly say in the last few years, properly spending time learning with Amma personally and going through training with her, and then going with her on trips to India to learn from Gajendra ji, and then coming back and going through workshops with different teachers. It's made me love dancing a lot more. And I know the same way you guys have described how dance isn't just dance for you guys. It has found its way in your own lives, in your careers, in your life with your family, in your personal relationships, or even with yourselves. It has done the same thing for me. And in fact, me being a restless kid, I found probably one of the best ways to actually enjoy not sitting still. If you ask me to sit down and meditate, I can't, for like 2 minutes. my meditation is getting up off my study if I'm too bored and actually dancing around the house. I remember having so much fun in Gauri teacher's class, learning the mudras, learning the hand movements. I remember watching all the akkas dancing with my Amma, Priya akka, Manju akka, Dina akka, Danya akka. So many of you guys, have left an imprint in me as a young kid. I guess, now that I've matured and wised up and grown up a little bit more, I've learned to cherish the things that I remember from before, which I didn't think of so much back then as a kid. Now I think a lot about them, and I'm so glad that all of you guys have decided on your own to come and be part of this gathering. Grateful that Amma herself also decided to initiate this. Thank you so much.
So anyone else would like to share any extra thoughts before you leave? Of course, those who want to stay longer and chat with me, you're welcome to do so. But for now,
can we just point out that Kale's son is providing a lot of entertainment?
Yes.
In the back.
The end credit scene.
So he's celebrating dance as his own expression. And I remember having him in my yoga class. There was no such thing as keeping quiet and closing your eyes. There was Harikesh going around the hurricane, and I had to concentrate on moksha within the yoga asanas, thinking that this is test for me. This is absolute test, because you keep your mind in stillness and focus on Kumar's teaching of yoga, and while there's always this temptation around you. So that is absolute yoga, the highest form. Thank you, Harikesh, for making me. Okay, with that, my dear friends, I thank you for being here tonight and also in the morning, taking your time off. There's something that I would like you all to just learn with me, and this will become a movement that is from me to you with so much gratitude of Odyssey. So can we just do that? From me to you with gratitude into Odyssey. Woohoo! So one more time, from me to you with gratitude, oh Odyssey. Okay.
So cute.
Right, and give ourselves, release, unmute your mics now, and let's give ourselves all a clap.
Unmute your mics.
Yeah, Karthi is not clapping. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, and we'll meet soon.